ॐ नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकालाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः. We will chant continuously. You can join me. Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Triambakaya Tripurantakaya Trikalagnikalaya Kalagnirudraya Neelakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Shriman Mahadevaya Namaha. Namaste Astu Bhagavan. My salutations to the Lord. Vishveshwaraya, Sarveshwara really, Lord of everything, Lord of the world. Mahadevaya, who is Mahan, Vyapaka, all-pervading. Not pervading by being in something, but being the very thing. The whole world is but Ishvara. Triambakaya, the three-eyed one. Two eyes, and the third is knowledge itself. Or one can say, you have the waking, dream and sleep, one who sees in all three. Triambakaya. Trikalagnikalaya Kalagnirudraya. He is the one who will burn Kala, time. Neelakantaya. This is a name based on a vibhuti. If you take the story as Shiva drank poison, otherwise if you understand from the earth standpoint, if the whole universe is the Lord, the sky, blue sky that we see is as though his neck. Mrityunjayaya, one who has won over time, won over death. Not by destroying death, but by seeing time is not what I am subject to. Time is not something which is independent of me. I am the very truth of time. Sarveshwaraya, the Lord of everything, as the Antaryami, the indweller, the order in the physical world, the world of life, in the psychological, mental world of every being. Sadashivaya, ever auspicious. Ananda, Shiva is Ananda, wholeness, Purnatvam, that Lord who is the whole, which means includes me. Ishvara is incomplete if you don't include yourself. The whole leaves nothing outside. When I am looking at Dakshinamurti, Dakshinamurti is called Ashtamurti Bhrit. The five elements, all the galaxies and stars covered by the sun, satellites, meteors covered by the moon, that makes it 7. And the eighth one, the eighth form of the Lord, if I may call it that, is I, the devotee. There is no Lord without the devotee. There is no devotee without the Lord. And yet, while the devotee is non-separate from the Lord, the body of the devotee, the mind of the devotee, everything is pervaded by the Lord, but the Lord is free from every one of them. And Swarupataha, if you examine the reality further, all there is one unchanging, ever-present, awareful being. That is Shiva, Sada Shiva. With Namarupa, Shiva. Without Namarupa Abhivyakti, without the manifestation of names and forms, Shiva. Sleeping, Shiva. Waking, Shiva. Dreaming, Shiva. Waker and waking world, dreamer and dream world, sleeper and sleep world. That is Tattva Bhava. And when I look at the whole Jagat as Ishvara's manifestation, that is Asti. Asti Tyeva, you should know. I never deny the presence of Jagat Karana Ishvara. And when I look upon whole Jagat is born of Ishvara, as though sustained by Ishvara, resolves into Ishvara, with that Shraddha, if I follow the Shruti, I will understand Shiva, the unchanging, present in the seeming changing world. With this understanding, we again say the prayer together. And the Namaste now should be backed by this understanding. What is the feeling? What is the bhavana when I recognize what is Ishvara? That should come out in my Namaste. Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Triambakaya Triptakaya Trikalagnikalaya Kalagnirudraya Neelakanthaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Shriman Mahadevaya Namaha. Tripurantakaya. What is Tripura? The 3 cities in which we dwell: the waking city, the dream city, and the sleep city. The one who puts an end to the idea of this Bheda, the difference between dream, waking, and sleep, by revealing himself as the only being manifesting as the dreamer, dream world, sleeper, sleeper's world, and the waker and the waker's world. Unto that Lord my salutation. May this session of meditation be fruitful for us. First important step is I have to recognize the meditator. And that consists of a series of steps, beginning with asanam. I take a comfortable posture in which I can sit for a length of time. And then, since I just want to be with myself, I want to let the world be, so that the world does not occupy me, my own little world. To drop the preoccupations, to prevent preoccupation to the extent possible, I deliberately bring to mind things that preoccupy me, either as anxiety, or as guilt, or as hurt, or as regret, or any other thing. Wherever I see a possibility of something preoccupying me, I bring those matters to my view and let them be what they are, at least for the duration of the meditation. I hand over responsibility for babysitting these to Bhagavan himself. Bring to view especially people who tend to occupy your mind and prayerfully accept them, understanding that everyone's behavior is within the order of Ishvara. Ishvara is the law as psychology which governs everyone's behavior. My behavior, my father's behavior, my mother's behavior, my grandfather's behavior, my great-grandfather's behavior. No human being is outside the purview of this order. When I look at Ishvara through the order of psychology, how do I say Namaha? How do I bend? It's by seeing that behavior, seemingly inappropriate behavior, seemingly hurtful behavior, is also Ishvara alone. When it's coming from others to me, when I'm the recipient of such behavior, I bring Ishvara to mind and say Namaha. When it comes to myself, the same order, I recognize my free will to not hurt, not disturb others. That is more becoming. I try to conduct myself in a way recognizing that I would do better to cause minimum hurt to anyone. See the dichotomy in the order. When I am the recipient, I don't blame, I accept. When I am the giver, I try to be conforming to the order of dharma of Ishvara. Dharma is whatever is to be done. Very important order. And a key aspect of the dharma is ahimsa, non-hurting. By deed, by thought, or by words. But when someone seems to do himsa, I appreciate that too as Ishvara's order. It's not for me to live as I like. I live as much as possible with dharma, but when I am the recipient of anyone's action, I accept it as the inevitable order of Ishvara. Every time I experience a pain, some papa karma is going away, is another way to reconcile. Having granted freedom to the world, I come to my own body and become objective to every limb, especially the ones where I have a complex or where I have a difficulty. This is how these hairs are, grey or no hair. That's how this body is. Teeth, face, looks, weight, waist. Wherever I feel I'm not good, wherever I suffer a complex, I'm objective to it. This is how this body is. Its color, its looks, its gender, its age, its height, its weight, its capabilities, its stamina, capacity. This is how this body is. Period. No judgment, no regrets, no resistance. I now shift my attention to the senses. This is called pratyagamanam. From the most externalizable, the world, you come to body. Now the body itself is externalized by the senses. Now with the mind, I pay attention to the senses. Sense of touch, sense of hearing. Two senses which I can easily pay attention to. Eyes are closed, so no sense of sight. Tongue is of no purpose right now. So we focus on touch and hearing. When I'm looking at the senses, the mind can only look at senses. So the external world remains external even in that way. Because my attention is to the senses, sense perceptions. Bho Shambho Shiva Shambho Swayambho. Now I look at the mind with which I was observing everything else. No attempt to control, arrest the mind. Just letting the mind be, but not joining the mind, not allowing a chain of thoughts to be formed mechanically. Every thought ends. I don't join it. That is very important. Now I give up the attempt to even watch the mind. Just being myself. Not joining any thought. This is who the role free I am. Every role is this person, this basic person. Like every ornament is pervaded by gold, I pervade every role. How do I separate the role from me? Not physically, cognitively. The role's thoughts, the role's action belong to the role. What is unchanging in every role is me, the basic person. And if I can recognize that the basic person really is just Chaitanyam, that is freedom, absolute freedom. Not just that much, but seeing that that Chaitanyam, which is easiness, pervades everything else. To make that journey, we first see the world as asti, has a cause. Ishvara is the cause of the Jagat. Jagat Karana, Ishvara. How do I appreciate Ishvara as the cause of the Jagat? By recognizing the orders. By seeing Ishvara is one connected mega order, Maha order, which for the convenience of understanding can be looked upon as multiple orders. Physical world. Is there anything in the physical world which can be away from the physical order? What do I mean by physical order? That I am able to walk is because this physical body is subject to gravity like any other object. The physical bodies follow the laws of physics. So does this body. If I slip on a slippery surface, if the body slips, it is again following the laws of physics. Less of the friction, more the sliding. Water boils at a given temperature. Always law of physics. The physical world is not just the world I objectify with my senses. The body, the mind, and senses are also part of this world. Physical body is part of the physical world and follows, is sustained by, is blessed by the laws of physics. The laws of physics are nothing but the knowledge of Ishvara manifesting as laws. The laws are what is Ishvara. The laws of physics are one manifestation of Ishvara. No physical object or physical world is away from the physical order. The physical order is the knowledge of one all-knowing conscious being, Ishvara. What is the distance between a physical object and the physical laws? No distance. What is the distance between a law and Ishvara's knowledge of the law? What's the distance between the law, the knowledge, and the conscious being? Is there any distance between your knowledge and you as a conscious being? Is there knowledge without you being conscious? Knowledge is Ishvara. Knowledge is a conscious being. But the conscious being is free from it. This is how I can see the presence of Ishvara in everything when the physical world is manifest. Now, the life aspect. This body is a live body. There is the Pancha Prana, respiration, digestion, evacuation, circulation. All these are physiological functions. The physiological functions in an earthworm, a cockroach, an ant, a monkey, a pig, a human being. Aren't they having the same order? Every animal seems to have some kind of a digestive system by which it is able to assimilate the food digested. Wherever there is blood circulation involved, same order, blood circulation. I did not create the anatomy or the physiology of my body, live body. The order of Ishvara that sustains life is the physiological order, functional. Since every body is governed by the same laws, one physician is able to treat any human being in his area of expertise. That's order. Then appreciate the minds of all human beings, of all living beings, is governed by the laws of how the mind operates. That's Ishvara again. No mind is away from the physiological order. I can recognize the presence of Ishvara now in the physical world and the live world, the world of living beings. Nothing is away from Ishvara. Mahadevaya, that's how he is Mahan. Every part of this body, hand, feet, heart, lungs, kidneys, pancreas, everything is the knowledge of Ishvara. It's all given. Where is me or mine? The more Ishvara I bring in, the less I. And more the Namaha. I do a mental prayer to this Ishvara through a japa. Chant your mantra mentally, being aware of the interval and bringing the mind back to the chant if it moves away. Om Namaha. Om Namaha. Each chant is a prayerful offering unto the Lord, mentally done. Manasam karma. I express my gratitude and I could also ask for help to Ishvara. Nothing wrong with asking Ishvara to help me, either in terms of situations or in terms of self-growth. I can tap Ishvara wherever I feel inadequate. There is no shame or no issues if I ask Ishvara for anything. There is nothing trivial in the eyes of Ishvara. Whenever I'm helpless or I find myself in a blind alley, I resort to Ishvara, my only source of help. Chant. Be aware of the interval between the chants. If the mind moves away, bring it back. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. This practice is abhyasa, training the mind to come back to what I want it to do. Vairagyam is the basis to let the world be. And when the mind gets distracted, to bring it back. Stop chanting. Nothing to be accomplished. No agenda. I'm totally free to do, to not do. Awake, alive to the moment. Nityo nityanam chetanaschetananam nityaha. That which is the truth of time, forever, not in time, but the truth of time, very being of time. I am not in time. Every thought is a moment which I am aware of. The awareness is never displaced, is it? Sun. Sun awareness is. Lizard. Lizard awareness is. Peacock. Peacock awareness is. Shyness. Shyness awareness is. Ego. Ego awareness is. Pot. Pot awareness is. Cat. Cat awareness is. Drop all words now. Can do it differently. Awareness of the sun is. Awareness of the moon is. Awareness of stars is. Awareness of satellites is. Now drop the object. Awareness is. Is that something I'm objectifying? Or can I say awareness am? I am. Ease. Ease. Existence. What meaning occurs in my mind for the word existence? Does it have an object? Existence. Ease. Ease. I. I. If the word I has a word meaning, do further vichara. Whatever comes and goes cannot be I. Avyabhichari aham, I. The mind is constantly moving. I. Cannot be I because the mind is changing. Body cannot be I, body is changing. I. I. Aham. I am, and I can see the passage of time. Shambho Shiva Shambho Mahadev. When I see the movement of the notes, that is time. Any movement is time. Any change is time. I don't have to objectify time separately, and I can't. Mahadev. 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 Shambho. Whatever is objectified is not me. I am different from what is objectified. As I sit, any object thought, any thought that comes, I disregard. I just be myself, disregarding any thoughts. That is avritta chakshuhu, wanting to discover myself as I am. The I am doesn't begin, doesn't end, doesn't pause, doesn't get disturbed. Illumines the arrival and departure of every thought, and through the thoughts of the whole universe that I see. Nityo nityanam chetanash-chetananam. And this very consciousness is Shiva. With respect to the world, it assumes the role of Ishvara, Jagat Karanam. Eko Vashi Sarvabhutantaratma. Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadhati Kaman. With respect to the world, with respect to what I objectify, Ishvara. When I drop the world, without reference to the world, what is Nityam, Shuddha Chaitanyam. Shuddha always, with thoughts, without thoughts. Nityo Nityanam Nityoham. Not in time. I don't begin or end. Time has its being in me. Conscious, awareful presence I am. Om. Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.